And you know what? That's what happens when you go live. Y'all didn't hear nothing I just said. Y'all didn't hear nothing I just said. I was on mute. But guess what? Started all the way over. RBT family, what is the deal? It's your dog, Willie Jack, and we are back. Back, baby. Back with more NFL action. Week 5 was another one for the books. And so lots of good games, lots of good and good, exciting stuff to talk about. And of course, as always, want to stay abreast of what's going on just in the league by and large. Different news stories that's controlling the news waves to this point in the season. So definitely, y'all know what time it is, man. Go ahead, sit on down, get in here, get on comfortable, get yourself real cool. Drop something in the chat. Say what's up to you, dog. Y'all know what's going on. Ain't no free passengers now. Go ahead, sit down, buckle up, drop something in the chat, and get ready to ride now. And so we're going to have a lot of fun as always. And so have no fear. And then actually, what I'll do here. And you know what? Also, while I got a little time, since I don't think I've said it or mentioned it before, but it's on my little ticker now on the bottom of the screen. If you're on X or Twitter, however you feel like calling it, give your dog a follow, man. Real Ball Talk 247 on X, on Twitter. Go ahead if you own one of those, if you're on that platform, tap in with your dog, man. So, man, I appreciate a follow. You know what I'm saying, and all that good stuff. Y'all know what's the deal for sure. But make sure you check your boy out if you are a Twitch or Twitter or X user for sure. That's at Real Ball Talk 247 for sure. Now I see a couple of y'all in here now. Go ahead and drop something in my chat. Go ahead and drop something in my chat for your dog. And then, matter of fact, while I get it going, let me pull something up real quick. Where you at? looking for some on here. But while I'm looking for that, there's a lot of stuff going on in the league right now for sure. I guess big news, of course, and this happened yesterday, but probably some of the biggest news or biggest shakeups in the NFL right now. Robert Saleh, head coach of the Jets, being let go rather unceremoniously from what the reports are saying. So I definitely want to get into that. Man, we've got a lot of injuries. Kind of some of these larger name guys are starting to go down. Man, unfortunately, I hated to see the news of Nico Collins being placed on IR. Now, I expected the short-term IR, but still, man, was having a hell of a season. And so now he'll be out for at least the next month's worth of games, the next 4 games. But really taking the next step, man. Really capitalizing on a very impressive breakout season last year. Came back this year, and honestly, he's been playing. And I think we may have talked about it on the show a little bit, but he's definitely been playing like a top 5 guy at the position. And so hopefully we get him to, make a speedy recovery and return. And hopefully when he gets back, he's back and better than ever. And so super excited for the year he was having, and hate to see it kind of had to have this speed bump right as we were kind of approaching the heart of the season or the midpoint of the season. And so, but no, good thing is, I guess for the Texans, you already have a built-in. They've already got that room insulated. So you already bring over Stephon Diggs in the offseason. He's gotten the paint a few times now, and then I think I want to say, was it his last game? He's starting to kind of pick up as far as his yardage goes, as he just continues to acclimate. New team, new city, new QB, all those good things. And so now, with Nico Collins being out for these next, like I said, these next 4 games, definitely want to see Steph Diggs, step full back into, the guy that he has been for these last handful of years. Last year, we know what that was, but see if he returns to form, especially now with Nico being out. Then also Tank Dell, man. Tank Dell was coming on very strong last year in his dual rookie season with him and CJ Stroud. He, of course, gets the unfortunate injury, and then has some off season. I don't know what to call it. I mean, he was shot during the offseason. Thankfully, made a full recovery, but yeah, so he had to work himself through that as well. And then also now with Nico taking another step forward, Steph Diggs coming over, he's kind of been the Chris Bosh to that big 3 of LeBron and D Wade, so to say. But again, with Nico stepping out, look for him to kind of step back into maybe his former groove that he had, before getting injured. And then, of course, the way this season has started as well. Also, man, I should say as well, Dalton Schultz, man. I feel like Dalton Schultz was a much bigger part of this offense last year, or at least, I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking favorably of maybe his like 4 or 5 game stretch where it felt like he was just more involved. But I just feel like he's been definitely the long lost guy on this offensive roster. And so, but yeah, we'll see, man. We'll definitely see. I know Joe Mixon, who started his tenure with the Texans damn good. I want to say, was it? I can't remember who they were playing now, but he has a 150-yard day already in the short time he's been with the Texans. He's already had a game in which he's put up tremendous numbers. I think he had like 30 for $150, and like maybe it was I don't know if that was the first game. I want to say the second game of the season. Then of course he missed a game or two with injury, but he's back and working himself back into health as well. And so, yeah, man, this Texans team is still, even with the loss of Nico Collins going forward, for like I said, we anticipate at least 4 games. I still think that this team has enough weapons to still be viable, honestly, to keep things rolling. Outside of a ugly style beatdown style loss to the Vikings. What are they? What 4-1? Yeah, 4-1. Won a close one against the Bills just this past week, and so anxious to see what they do to keep moving on. Who's that, man? Hey, man, D-Dot in the building, man. Big Nation Business, man. What's going on, dog? What's going on, man? Hey, man. Sunday night was a tough one, dog. Sunday night was a tough one, man. Golly. Talk about squandered opportunity, missed opportunity after missed opportunity. Still can't stop getting in our own way, dog. That's what's so frustrating. Like, it'd be one thing to just go out there and just get beat. You know what I mean? Like, man, they was just a better team, man. We just didn't have it. You know what I mean? But I just hate the feeling of like we're shooting ourselves in the foot. You know what I'm saying? We whooping half our own ass, dog. And that's what's so frustrating, man. That's what's so frustrating. 3 turnovers in this game. One of them in the red zone. You know what I mean? An interception essentially in the end zone or in front of the end zone. A forced fumble. You know what I mean? Another interception with a little small run back. I mean, just, dog. Just can't get anything going offensively, dog. Can't get anything going, man. Man, dog, and that's what, man, bro. And what was pissing me off so bad is like third down. You know what I'm saying? Like, just not getting off the field. And then also like these massive coverage busts, dog. You know what I mean? Like getting them into third and long or third and longer. You know what I mean? 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, third and 7, whatever. Just but getting to third down and then just having like a 30-yard explosive play off of a blown coverage. And honestly, like, I mean, it's no secret what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got the rookie Beanie Bishop starting at nickel corner, who was definitely, man, I mean, he's an undrafted rookie who's our starter at nickel, dog. So it's even hard to, like, what are we going to say? What am I going to critique him about? He was an undrafted rookie. The fact that he made the team, like, you know what I'm saying? He's already surpassed expectations making the team. Making the active roster, not even the practice squad, making the active roster, he surpassed expectation, let alone being the day one starter. So that's a lot on his plate, man. It's a lot on his plate. But man, he's getting picked on, man, more and more every week. And every time I go back and kind of look at some of these big plays, boy, it's a lot of Beanie Bishop in the film, dog. But yeah, man, that last series too. Yeah, Jalen Tolbert goes out, comes back in, and honestly, I mean, we ran a blah defense. We just locked it up. You know what I'm saying? It's 2-yard line. It's 4th down, man on man. You know what I'm saying? Just man on man. Beat your guy. Let's win this game. So I'm not mad at that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't always have to get cute. I'm not mad at that. But honestly, the Cowboys were ready for the situation, man. We ran man. They ran a man beater. You know what I mean? Like, just essentially some form of mesh. You know what I'm saying? I try to remember what formation they was in. I want to say was it like a 2x2? Well, I can't remember now, but Jalen Tolbert comes all the way from the outside receiver on the right and meshes or runs a, you know what I'm saying, just a shallow all the way across. He starts on the outside, you know what I'm saying, the closest guy to the right pylon. He catches that touchdown essentially at the left pylon. You know what I mean? So he runs a shallow or drag all the way across the field. The two guys that were already on that left side, you know what I mean, they're running styles of over routes or whatever. Essentially, you know what I mean, just pick style of routes, you know what I mean? And then Deshaun Elliott, bro, has been balling. Like, this was Deshaun Elliott's worst game, our strong safety that we signed, but he's been playing his ass off, man. And unfortunately, he's the guy, man. It's hard to get through the trash, bro. It's hard to get through that trash. And man, he did his best to get there. I mean, but game of inches is what they say, man. Game of inches and split seconds. And yeah, Dak made a fantastic throw, put the ball exactly where it had to be. And Tolbert, he had left the game, got hit in the nuts, came back in, you know what I mean? And yeah, made that play. So, but I honestly, of course, I want us to win, but man, I don't even want to say it because it's so cliche. But we didn't deserve that win, dog. I mean, we didn't deserve that win. But I don't like saying that. Winners win, dog. Winners win, regardless. Ugly or otherwise, winners win. So I still wanted us to win that game, and we still should have won that game. But especially now that we lost, in hindsight, we can see, like, man, look, we didn't do the things we should have done if we wanted to win that game. Exactly, yeah, bro. All the way from the other side. And so, yeah, like, man, sorting and getting through that trash, that traffic, and they passed it off, or you know what I'm saying, and all of that. And so, like I said, good call and execution by the Cowboys, bro. I'll tell you the one that really pissed me off, man, or not even pissed me off, but when Landon Roberts makes that goal line tackle, jumps in the air, smacks dude in the air, and causes that fumble, I'm like, oh, God, man, we could have recovered that fumble. Imagine if we recovered that fumble right there on third down and win the game on a forced goal line fumble when Landon Roberts dives head first and smack dude in the air, man. That could have been just beautiful. But shout out to Dak, dog. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, Dak paid attention, stayed, you know what I'm saying, stayed in it. He's a vet, you know what I'm saying? $60 million a year. He know what time it is. And so he was on point. Balls on the ground, man. He got on it, man. And so, but man, that could have been crazy. Yeah, well, and see, here's the thing too, bro. Like when Nick Herbig got hurt, dog, like it was just slide to TJ. You know what I'm saying? Like slide to TJ, and nobody else could get any pressure, dog. And we was already without Alex Highsmith. You know what I'm saying? And so Alex Highsmith was already out, and we've been missing him too, bro. Like Nick Herbig's a really good pass defender, but nah, his run defense ain't where it's at. Like Highsmith is a damn good run defender as well, but yeah, man, we already without Highsmith, and then when Herbig goes down, like bro, it was slim pickings at the edge, dog. And so yeah, just like you said, man, like, yeah, they slide protection to TJ on the, you know what I'm saying, on the offensive right. And then even on that play, you can see Dak, he's dropping, he's dovetailing or drifting left, you know what I'm saying? And then who was the other defensive, the edge on the other side who came in? I think it was a dude that just came up from the practice squad, Jeremiah Moon. He's on the ground. You know what I mean? He's on the ground, so just no pressure on the other side, man. Dak got to take his time and made a beautiful, you know what I'm saying? Just put one right on the money. Hey, definitely Palomalu. Hey, exactly right, bro. That's exactly what it is. Cause, bro, I'm telling you, cause the timing of that, you know what I'm saying? Like the timing of it I don't know, man. Like that's one of those things where you just got to be right there in that instance. You can't practice making that play. You know what I mean? You can't practice making those plays because you need a dance partner. The running back got to be there too. He got to be, you know what I'm saying? Like he got to play his part as well. So like the eyes of that stuff like happening is very special. And those are the plays. And that's why like a guy like Palomalu, like we see those plays, but he did that like several times live in game on film. You know what I'm saying? Like several times. That's like a very like Landon Roberts may never make another that style of play again in his career. You know what I'm saying? Palomalo, I think, has got like 4 of those. Like, that's crazy, dog. That's crazy. Now here's the thing too, man. Here's the thing too, D-Dot, man. How you feeling about Justin, dog? What you thinking, man? Him, because they say Russ had his first full day of practice today since he got hurt right before the Falcons game. So like today was Russ's first time as a full participant in practice. Like he's been practicing limited for like the last few weeks or a couple weeks or whatever the case. But today was his first like full practice. So he didn't have to sit out any like segments of practice. You know what I'm saying? He was completely live, or as live as a quarterback is in drill, you know what I mean? But so this is his first one back, man. So, and like I said, assuming there's no setbacks this week, he should be healthy. Now Tomlin already said, as far as this week goes, that Justin's still gonna start this week. You know what I'm saying? This is like they want to see Russ get through a full week of practice. You know what I'm saying? Full week of practice or whatever. But so Justin's definitely starting this week. But I don't know, man. What are you thinking, man? What are you thinking? He said Justin is honestly balling with mistakes here and there. I don't think the change need to happen now. And see, this is the thing, dog. And I was talking a little bit about Justin Fields earlier to some of my partners, but I'm like, especially like when I be on Twitter, I be talking like Justin. I think balling might be a stretch. I think balling is too strong. He's had spurts of where he's like played like damn good ball, or like he's had these flashes of like great throws, making great individual plays. But bruh, the in-betweens are so just lackluster because he's not making a lot of turnovers. He's not like turning the ball over. So it's still an improvement because he was at times very turnover heavy in Chicago. So he's not turning the ball over, but he looks a little gunshot, man. He's turning down a lot of passes, man. And even like the O-line's not playing great, but some of these sacks is because he didn't pull the trigger, you know what I'm saying? Like when he could have, turning something down. Who that? True. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, but yeah, man. And so, and like my thing is like, I'm not gonna be mad if we go to Russ. And here's the thing, though, bro. Like, here's the thing. Like, I do want to keep Justin. Like, I do. I think Justin can. I think he can be like the next guy, bro. Like, I wouldn't be mad if we gave these next 3 years to Justin and see what happens. I'm not mad at that at all. But I'm not gonna lie, man. I wanted Russ to have this year, man. I did want Russ to have this year. And I know people saying like the Lions playing bad and Russ is not as athletic. All these things are true. But I do feel a little better about Russ getting the ball out, man. I do. And you know what, D-Dot? You know what, bro? A perfect example. So Justin, he's a little gun shy at times, you know what I'm saying? And then remember he got hit and he had to come out for one play. So the third string quarterback come in, Kyle Allen come in. First play, Kyle Allen, the third string dude, right? Throws a 20-yard pass over the middle to Pat Freiermuth. You know what I'm saying? For like, it was the longest pass completion we had like all day to that point. And then he came right back out. You know what I'm saying? Because he pulled the trigger. Like Justin is seeing those as well, but he's not pulling the trigger on them enough, bro. I think he's really in his head about turning the ball over, be feeling like, bro. Yeah, man, he need to, bro. That's what we need, for sure. But yeah, and then what's crazy, so Kyle Allen comes in and does that. Justin comes right back in. And I didn't realize it at the time watching it, but now that, like, you know what I'm saying, going back and watching it and, you know, reading the stories, whatever, we ran the exact same play for Justin when he came in. And Justin, I don't know if it was the Freiermuth, but he got a completion on the next play as well. I want to say it was the Pat Freiermuth. Maybe it was back to back. But like, yeah, like, bro, where was that at, bro? Because it's times where he ain't pulling the trigger sometimes, man. I think he's too in his head about turning the ball over. And I know also, like, you know how Tomlin is. Coach T ain't playing that turnover jazz, bruh. So you know T in his head, in his ear at all times, like, look here, man, don't mess this up for my defense, dog. I don't need you to be Superman, just do enough. Like that type of time. But then, I mean, the defense only gave up 20 points, but hey, man, the game was in y'all hands with the lead, bruh. Dak done went all the way down the field. All the way down the field, bruh. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. But I tell y'all what, man. Let me go ahead and get into y'all got me talking about my Steelers, man. We gonna be all right though, D-Dot. We gonna be all right though, man. We got the Raiders this week, man. Hey, I hate to say it. I mean, need is a strong word, but the season's not over if for some reason things don't go our way in Las Vegas. The season's not over, but just for like where we are as a team right now, we gotta stop the slide though, bro. Because we done lost 2 in a row playing just ugly, just sloppy ball. So I think we need this one just to kind of snap out of it. You know what I'm saying? Get back on track. That's what we need. For sure. Matter of fact, let me put this up. I keep forgetting to do this. There we go. But yeah, man, we really need this. This is a nice little get back week for us, man. We need this. And for sure, with Russell, if Russell stays healthy, or if he doesn't like re-aggravate anything this weekend, so Justin's gonna start this week already anyway, off top. But the next 2 weeks, I don't know, man. I think Justin's gotta have a day, man. I want to see it. I want to see it being convincing enough that I don't feel that I'm still not curious about what Russ can give me. But yeah, man. Moving on to some news. So the Jets fired head coach Robert Saleh. So I don't know if y'all seen this, y'all paid attention to this. I want to know what y'all think about this, man. So Robert Saleh, defensive coach, was with the Niners during the early parts of their like run or ascension in the NFC. Went to a couple Super Bowls, they fell short. Got the job at the Jets. Has never had a quality quarterback on the Jets. Draft Zach Wilson. Now I was a Zach Wilson fan when he was getting drafted, so it is what it is. I missed along with the Jets on Zach Wilson. It's all good, but just he put together a very strong defense. They've been a top 5 to top, I think a top 5-8 unit consistently the whole time he's been there. Robert Saleh, and he's a defensive coach. So when you're a defensive coach, I want to see your side of the ball perform. If you're an offensive coach, that side of the ball better at least perform. This is what you do. So the defense is doing what they got to do. He's never really had offense. They go get Aaron Rodgers last year. Aaron Rodgers gets hurt 4 plays into the season. Aaron Rodgers comes back this year. Him and Salah beefing. They on the sideline shoving each other and all these type of things. Aaron Rodgers taking shots at him in the media, etc. And then gets fired yesterday at 2-3. Like, I don't know, man. I'm not saying Salah's the best coach, but felt a little. I was asking, is it justified? If y'all think it's justified, I can't say I don't think so. I think it was overreaction. And I think Rodgers just came out and said that, like, nah, he ain't had nothing to do with it. Aaron Rodgers kind of got a little bit of that, like, remember like LeBron in Cleveland? They was calling him the GM, hiring or getting the coaches fired, or, you know what I'm saying, trading players, changing the roster, you know what I'm saying, to his personal preference. Like, A-Rod is the NFL's version of that, because he definitely bringing in players that he wants that maybe the coach didn't want. Guys like Allen Lazard and Randall Cobb, some of his old, you know what I'm saying, buddies from Green Bay, forcing them to bring in Nathaniel Hackett, who was terrible in Denver when he got the head coaching job there. The head coach that was there when Russell Wilson was the quarterback in Denver. As ugly as that offense was, now he's the offensive coordinator with the Jets. And so moves like that, and then when those things don't work, because this offense, Aaron Rodgers, you got your people, you got your coach you wanted, you in charge, you do whatever you want to do essentially, and the shit look bad, man. It ain't working. It ain't working. Like, I'm not gonna like Robert Saleh, he's the head coach. So at the end of the day, it all rolls downhill. It all comes to the head coach, because you're the guy. So I dig that. But man, look, this Aaron Rodgers situation is a little different. I'm not gonna lie. And here's the thing: like they playing bad ball, especially offensively. They lost to the Broncos 10-9. Don't tell me, like, bro, Aaron Rodgers got to be able to get me 10 points. Come on, bro. Lost to the Broncos 10-9. I'm not going to put that on solid, dog. I ain't. Not when Aaron Rodgers is there pulling his own strings. Hell no. But even with all that, they're still 2-3. But they play Buffalo this week. If they beat Buffalo, they're number one in the division. Because Buffalo's lost their last 2 games. So, like, you're in the division race. And this is when he gets fired. If they win Sunday, they're number one in the division. That don't sound like a coach that should get fired, bro. Not when you still right there in the thick of it. And, like, you know what I'm saying, with some of the context I was talking about. So, I don't know. That's just me. That's just me. But, and now, I want to see, the guy who's filling in as coach was his defensive coordinator. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with the Jets. And as far as like Aaron Rodgers is, man, I don't know, man. Like if I'm Davante Adams, I know Aaron Rodgers is your homeboy. I know this shit, dog. I know. Ain't no way in hell I want to go be a part of that. The Jets are falling apart, bro. It looks ugly. Well, and here's the thing. We've seen this before with Aaron Rodgers. If y'all remember the relax press conference when the Packers were on like a 3-game skid and he just came out there like, man, y'all relax, chill. Boom, boom, boom. And then they ran off like 6 or 7 games. So I'm not going to count Aaron Rodgers out. I've seen, you know what I'm saying? We've seen this show. We've seen this before. But at the same time, if I'm Davante Adams, man, I'm not taking that chance, dog. I'm not taking that chance, man. Hell no. Hell no. That offense is not on the verge of turning around if Davante gets there. Hell no, man. There's a lot more there's a lot more wrong with that offense than just Davante or just needing Davante. And I said this last week. They got talent there. Garrett Wilson is a damn good young receiver for sure. So I don't know, man. My little 2 cents. But moving on, man. I'm going to get into these games. First game on Sunday was the London game. Minnesota won that game 23-17. Yep, speaking of the Jets. Matter of fact, look, that did time out. That did. You'd have thought I did it on purpose. And so, yeah, but no, Minnesota gets it done in London against the Jets. Sam Darnold probably had his worst game of the season. Sam Darnold's been playing damn good ball, man. Sam Darnold is this year's Baker Mayfield, this year's Geno Smith on a redemption tour, and he's been playing damn good ball, but rough day for him. And that's a credit to the Jets defense, i.e. Robert Saleh's defense, but whatever it is. But no, they definitely get it done there. Get another dub, and then, yeah, that was the last game that Robert Saleh coached as the head coach of the Jets. Hold on. Look who it is. Well, thank you, ma'am. I'm glad you made it. Look at you. I appreciate you. Slipping on your pimping, slacking on your macking. 2 weeks in a row, mama. See this? Your oldest boy. They don't love you like they used to. That's a sad day. Sad day. Son moved to Texas and you just forget all about him. I'm playing. Don't call me after the show. I'm playing. Moving on, man. Carolina goes to Chicago, takes an L. This is now, conversely, worst day we've seen from Sam Darnold. This is probably the best day we've seen from Caleb Williams. So, number 1 draft pick, get rid of Justin Fields, you bring him in. Expectations are sky high. And honestly, it had been some ugly ball, man, for the first 2-3 games. But this last game for sure, definitely his best game. And then the game before that as well was also an impressive game. So it looks like maybe he's finally kind of settling down and finding his groove. And so, yes, played damn good ball. And man, actually, it was 300 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions in this game. That's his second back-to-back 300-yard performance as well. So he's definitely turning it on. Big day for DJ Moore. DJ Moore goes over 100 yards, has 2 touchdowns in this game as well. So that Bears offense is if they continue this little groove they in 2 games in a row, and the way that defense is playing damn good ball from the outset. So that Caleb and that offense have been struggling all year, but that defense has been playing damn good ball for sure. And so now if they're finding a way to score points and play clean on offense, especially with Caleb Williams, then yeah, these Bears may may make it interesting in that NFC North. Another one I should shout out as well is, man, DeAndre Swift, running back, came over from the Lions. He had a rough start to his year as well, but these last 2 weeks he's actually picked it up also. So he goes 70 yards and a touchdown, another 50 yards receiving roughly. So he's picking it up as well. Next up, now this definitely probably should have been the game of the week. This was definitely the game of the week. Now that's all said and done for sure. Baltimore goes to Cincinnati and escapes with the win in overtime, 41-38. This was just a flat out awesome game. Awesome game. Oh, Mama says she having are you still at work? Oh, I thought you'd be at home by now, lady. But nah, this is a terrific game. I mean, Lamar Jackson's playing fantastic football. Damn good football. And then honestly, it's not showing up in the wins and losses, but Joe Burrow is balling too, man. Joe Burrow is playing his ass off. It's a shame he can't play center field safety or middle linebacker or defensive tackle, because that defense for the Bengals is atrocious. But Joe Burrow doing what he's supposed to do on his side of the ball, man. 41-38 in overtime. I'm going to give y'all the stats on this one, because these were very impressive stats all the way around. Lamar Jackson goes for over 400, or is that over? Yeah, over 400 yards total on the day. Roughly 350 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, another 55 yards on the ground. Going crazy. Derrick Henry, man, let's say these last 3 weeks, including that game against Cincinnati. The Cincinnati game, he calmed down a little bit, 92 yards. Now, he only had 15 carries as well, so that's still tremendous production if y'all do the math on that. But 92 yards and a touchdown, broke a 50-yard touchdown in this game. And so, and I should have gave that context as well. Credit to the Bengals, because for the most part, they did hold Derrick Henry in check. I should have gave him that credit. But then, yeah, he definitely does bust a big one, 50 yards. And, it does. The stats look a little prettier than it was for him. It was a tougher day for him than that. But fantastic showing, though, from Lamar for sure. Zay Flowers has over 100 yards. Isaiah Likely has 2 touchdowns in this one. He only had 13 yards, 3 catches for 13 yards, but 2 tubs. And so, man, if you're not gonna get a lot of passes, if you're not gonna get a lot of yards, go ahead and get in the paint. So I ain't mad at that at all. And so, good big day there. Man, big plays made in this game, man, by Lamar. And then even on the other side as well with Joe Burrow in the losing effort for sure. Joe goes for 392 yards, 5 touchdowns, does have an interception in this one, but played his ass off. Jamar Chase as well. Boy, I tell you what, and especially with the start that the Bengals are having, I think the Bengals are 1-4 now. I want to say they're 1-4. And remember, Jamar Chase held out all summer. He wanted to get cashed out. He wanted to get a contract. He wanted to keep up with Justin Jefferson, signed for $35 million this year. I tell you what, he's counting down them days, boy. Because if Justin just got 35, Jamar's gonna make him give him 36 next year. And if I'm the Bengals, cheap ass Bengals, well, I hope they don't do it. But if I'm the Bengals, boy, he worth every one of them pennies. He worth all 36 million a year of them pennies, boy. I tell you, 10 for 193, 2 touchdowns, broke one for 70 yards. Fantastic. T. Higgins, he had a good day as well. 80 yards and 2 touchdowns in this one as well. So, but yeah, Joe, and that's what's so crazy, man. We talk about what I was saying earlier. We talking about the Steelers, man. Game of inches, game of seconds, split seconds make the difference. Because the Bengals are 1-4. They lost to the Ravens in overtime. They had the Chiefs beat. And then also they lost to the Commanders in a very tightly contested game as well. So this a 1-4 team that could easily be 4-1 in the games. Those 3 games I mentioned that would have made them 4-1. Those are 3 of the top 6 teams in the league right now. They've had like 1 possession losses, 2 of them in overtime, I believe. I think that Washington game also went to overtime, if I'm not mistaken. 1 or 2 of those either in overtime or that came down to the final moments of the game style of losses. You know what I mean? To 3 of the top 6, 7 teams in the league, depending on how you feel about Washington. Because Baltimore and Kansas City are going to be easily top 5 teams in this league. And then Washington, the way they're playing, like I said, depending on who you ask or how you feel, they're somewhere in that 5 to 7 mix. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the Bengals Bengals are an interesting story, man. As usual, this always happens to the Bengals. This always seems to be what happens to the Bengals, except, I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's still early. And if any team was going to be a team that starts 1-4 and then finds a way to finish 10-7, 11-6, man, hey, it might be Joe Burrow in those Bengals, man. Winning 50-49 shootouts the rest of the way. That might be how they have to do it, the way these scores have been looking. But if anybody is going to do that, it'd be Joe Burrow and these Bengals. And so, crazy talk. Moving on, man. Quickly on this one. If my dog Chop was here, he'd say this was this week's toilet bowl. Dolphins at the Patriots. Miami wins this game 15-10. Most exciting news out of this game is that rookie quarterback, number 3 draft pick for the Patriots, Drake May. He's going to make his first start of the season next week. So they're finally going to hand him the reins over from Jacoby Brissett. But honestly, even going into the draft, once he got drafted there, this has always been the assumed plan. That offensive line and just the team, the offensive team around Drake May on that Patriots was always subpar. It was known that Jacoby Brissett it was anticipated by most that Jacoby Brissett was definitely going to start the year, the first 4, 5, 6 games or whatever that point would be before Drake May made his appearance, because just the team around him isn't good. And he needed that extra development. And so now they're finally ready to rip off that Band-Aid. And so I am anxious to see what Drake May looks like in his first live action, making his first start, especially with the way we've seen the other 2 quarterbacks that went before him, how they're playing. So Caleb Williams, the number 1 pick, he's found his groove. He's had 2 300-yard passing games in a row now. Jaden Daniels is playing lights out. And honestly, he's a rookie, and we saw this last year from CJ Stroud. But at this rate, we're going to have to start talking about Jaden Daniels in some style of MVP conversation. If they keep this up, we only 5 weeks in, so y'all chill. I know how y'all try to get. Just chill. But if he keeps this up at the pacing rate that he's going, and especially with them winning games as impressively as they are, and as impressive as he is in most games, we'll have to give him that style of consideration if he could keep this up. So that's what the 2 guys in front of Drake May are doing. And then next is Drake May. So he's going to make his first start. And so it's a lot to live up to. You know what I'm saying? If the Patriots been, you know what I'm saying, pocket watching, it's a lot of pressure on Drake May to show them something. Now, the difference is the team around him in New England isn't anywhere near as close to as talented as the other 2 guys, weapons they have around them. But say all that to say, Washington and Cleveland, they get this win 34-13. Now, this is probably Jaden Daniels, pseudo worst game of the year. It's definitely his worst game, let's say, in the last 4 weeks, where he was just absolutely on fire. But throws for roughly a little over 50%, 238 yards, only one touchdown, and does throw an interception in this one. Did a lot of damage in this one with his legs. 82 rushing yards on 11 carries, broke a long one for 35 yards. And so still tremendous, tremendous performance against a Cleveland Browns defense, which is still, a top 5 to 7 probably unit in the league. You know what I mean? So that Browns defense, and so it's no easy sledding when you play the Browns, when you play that Browns defense, and he still put up over 300 yards total. And and a touchdown in that one. Terry McLaurin goes for over 100 yards, has a long one over 60. They did most of their work on the ground, though. I think in total they had, was it three or four rushing touchdowns in this game, I want to say. Shout out to Frankie Luvo. He had 2.5 sacks in this one, man. Want to shout him out. And then also, man, Bobby Wagner, man. Shout out to the old dude, man. Bobby Wagner, longtime Seattle Seahawk. He had a 1.5 in this one, tackle for loss and a forced fumble. And so that defense is starting to come around as well. Who picked Washington to fool around and win the NFC East? Because the way they look right now, by comparison to the Giants, which are always on the precipice of being a dumpster fire, the Cowboys, they just beat my Steelers. I know that. It is what it is. But the Cowboys are still struggling to kind of find their way or find their groove as well. And then the Eagles, they're kind of, for all the talent they have, they also are one of those teams that, man, It feels like it's not going to take much for them to snowball downhill if things keep trending the way they are. So these Commanders looking like they have a path to have a path in front of them to win the NFC East. And I don't know if any of us would have thought we saw that to start the season for sure. But moving on, Indianapolis at Jacksonville. Anthony Richardson got hurt in the Steelers game 2 weeks ago now. So Joe Flacco, who played lights out in that game, he makes his first start of the season. And he picked right back up where he left off last year with the Browns. Last year when he filled in for the Browns, he put up a lot of gaudy passing numbers. Now, he was turning the ball over, honestly, but he was putting up big numbers and they were winning. And so a lot of that got overlooked in his comeback player of the year talks that should have went to Baker Mayfield. It's all good though. Excuse me, but no, he does perform well in this one as well. 359 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions for Cool Joe, man. Cool Joe still got it. And what's crazy, Joe Flacco was out the league last year. Because we forget he didn't start the year with the Browns. He was at home on his couch. The league had forgot about Cool Joe. Moving on, things got so bad for the Browns in that quarterback room that somebody had the good luck, the good grace to call Joe Flacco, and he showed up and started dropping 300-yard passing games week after week after week. And so, man, he found his way back, gets a good backup contract again this year from Indianapolis, and man, Joe said he still got it, man. When you go 350 and 3 touchdowns, hey man, he still got something going. Then also in this one, we finally see the return of good Trevor. Trevor Lawrence has had a very rough outing to this part in the season, and this is coming off of a 275 they gave Trevor Lawrence, coming off of rough. I want to say it's like 275 million, man. And man, I'll tell you what, we ain't got 2 million worth to this point, but he finally has finally starts. We finally see where that money went in this game. I should say that 370 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, does throw an interception in this one. And this is what I'm happy for, man. Brian Thomas Jr. is balling. He hasn't always had the stats, but he's playing damn good ball. And now Trevor's finally getting him to rock, man. 5 for $122 and a touchdown, an 85-yard touchdown. And man, I'm telling you, I hopefully this is maybe the start of more to come. Like maybe now they finally got something smoothed out or worked out offensively, and let's see if good Trevor can keep this thing going, man. Because what are they? They're 1-4 now. I believe this is their first win of the season. Correct me if I'm wrong. Or did they win week 1? I'm pretty sure they've definitely lost the last 3 games in a row. They may have won week 1, but I don't think they did. Oh, hold on, man. Who in this thing, man? My dog, man. Chop, what's going on, man? NIT, what's going on? Hey, man, Chop on point. That's just where I was going. Tank Bigsby, man. Tank Bigsby did his damn thing. And 13 for 101, 2 touchdowns, broke one for 65 yards. Talk about have a day. And honestly, bro, I don't see why. And actually in this game, he doubled Travis Etienne's carries. Travis Etienne only had 6 carries. And I don't see why we're going to change this formula. I don't see why Jacksonville would want to take Tank Bigsby off the field, looking at this last week of performance that he just gave y'all. And especially just how that offense looked in general. So as putrid as that offense has looked to this point of the year, we finally have a ray of sunshine in which Trevor Lawrence can get the ball up the field to both Brian Thomas Jr. and Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk had a decent game in this one as well. And so, yeah, that offense finally got moving, and let's see how long they can keep it going. Oh, also, I should shout out Trayvon Walker, man, on the defense side of the ball. So he goes number 1 in the draft. What was that, 3 years ago now, Chop? I think when him and Aiden Hutchinson went 1 and 2, Jacksonville and the Lions, they could have had Aiden Hutchinson. They went with Trayvon Walker, the size, weight, speed specimen, as opposed to the technician and Aiden Hutchinson. The Aiden Hutchinson has been whooping his ass in that head-to-head to this point in their careers at the least. But he finally had himself a day as well. He had 3 sacks in that game against the Colts. And so, see, look here, Chop. This is where, Chop, I know you wrong. Because let me tell you, Chop, This is Javonte Williams draft. You know damn well Javonte Williams was my first back. Then Najee Harris. Travis Etienne was my third back. I didn't like Trayvon. I didn't like Travis Etienne at all. He was behind Najee. But Javonte Williams, is that Javonte Williams draft? If that's Javonte Williams draft, he was behind Javonte Williams and Najee. I was not pushing for no damn Etienne. Hell no. You like Etienne more than I did. Sis in the building, what's going on? Oh yeah, see now me and D-Dot, we didn't already handle that nation business, man. We got the show started. We got the show started talking about what happened to our Steelers. I mean, I'm gonna run back into them for sure when we get to them in the list, but oh, okay, no, well, okay, well, that's a different, yeah, okay, that's a, well, we it was both, but yeah, okay, yeah, as far as Travis Etienne and James Robinson, yes, bro, and I won that argument. James Robinson's not in the league no more, bro. James Robinson lost that job to Etienne, went and was a backup somewhere, and then got cut. I don't think he's been on a roster since, dog. So yeah, Etienne over James Robinson, yes. But as far as Etienne himself, no, he was behind Najee and Javonte Williams in that draft. Yeah, no, we still gonna talk about it because I haven't got to the game just in the list. But me and D-Dot, we got some little Steelers. You know what I'm saying? While y'all was in here getting warmed up, me and D-Dot had a good 20 minutes of Steelers talk while everybody was getting comfortable. For sure. But no, what's who we got next? And matter of fact, Chop, man, I'm gonna come back around to it. I want to know what you think about Robert Salah getting fired. I'm gonna come back to it in a second. Next, man, moving on. Buffalo at Houston. Houston gets this done 23-20. I kind of mentioned this earlier as well, man. Nico Collins put on the IR, unfortunately. So it's short-term IR. He's anticipated to miss 4 weeks. But a guy who was just talking about coming into your own. Like last season was his breakout year. And then this year was the year 5 games into this season, of course, but where he was really coming into his own. Me and Chop have talked offline about him. A guy he's throwing his name in that top 5 ring as far as top 5 guys at the position. And especially this year, there's some circumstances. Tyreek is stuck in quarterback purgatory right now. A.J. Brown has been hurt or injured since week 1. And, you know, some of those other names that we've known and loved or grown accustomed to. Devontae Adams, also in QB purgatory, getting a little older as well. Stephon Diggs, like I said, starting to, I don't want to say he's older, but, you know, we know his situation. So Nico definitely, man, talk about capitalizing on a breakout last year, coming back, playing top 5 style ball this year. And then, man, hate to see him go down with this injury, dog. Hate to see him go down with the injury. But like I said, it should just be, hopefully it's going to be a quick turnaround, 4 weeks. And right back, hopefully picks back up where he left off at. But tight victory here against Buffalo. They pull it out. CJ goes over 300 yards and a touchdown in this one. Does throw an interception as well. Man, Cam Akers got a touchdown in this game. I was like, damn, when Cam Akers get picked up by the Texans? I couldn't remember what happened to him after your Rams let him go. I couldn't remember what happened to him after your Rams let him go. But yeah, found his way at the Texans and got in the paint. And so happy to see that for him. Oh, William White in this thing, man. Tank Dale to the moon. He said he's buying all the Tank Dale stock you will sell him. He said he want all the Tank Dale stock you will sell him. And you know what? I was trying to talk about it earlier with Nico Collins going down. Now this is where we see it, man. That like Nico was he was playing his ass off. You know what I'm saying? And so Stephon Diggs has came over in the offseason. He hasn't really had a big yardage day, but he's gotten the paint, you know, several times already this year. And so now I want to see what him and CJ look like now without Nico. Because Nico, if there was any question going into it, and I was one of those guys as well, you know what I mean, that was thinking, okay, well, maybe they brought Steph in to be the one. But nah, Nico said, nah. I don't know what you thought. I don't know what you heard. That's me. That's me right there. And he did that. But now that he's out, now I want to see what Steph Diggs looks like, assuming he's the guy that's going to fill that void or fill that role. And then also, that's going to bump Tank Dell up because Tank Dell was looking like Chris Bosh. Tank Dell was the Chris Bosh of that Texans big three. You know what I'm saying? Nico was LeBron. Steph has been D Wade. You know what I mean? And then Tank Dell, he's been Chris Bosh, man. Talented guy, but just ain't enough ball to go around, man. And so now we'll see. Tank Dell, I guess now rising from 3-2 with Steph Diggs, assumedly so. And so, yeah, I definitely want to see how that offense looks and what Diggs and CJ look like specifically now that they'll have an extended amount of time to really, I mean, I don't want to say like jail because, I mean, they're 5 weeks to the season, but now that Steph Diggs is going to be assumedly going to be the guy that they tailor or push the offense towards now that Nico's out. So I'm excited to see what that looks like. For sure. But hey, William White's right though. William White is right though. Golly, boy. Golly. William White is right though. For fantasy purposes, if you can get your hands on Tank Dell, go ahead and grab him, man. Go ahead and grab him, for sure. My dog Chalk came back, man. What he said? Some terrible coaching by McDermott and Allen shouldn't have been back in the game. Man, yeah, bruh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he was out, bruh. Yeah, he was out. Or it looked like he was out for like at least split second, you know, like 2-3 seconds or whatnot. So takes a good hit, hits his head on the ground as he goes down. And I'm pretty sure he was out for, let's say 2 seconds. But 2 seconds sleep, though, is what it looked like. And so, yeah, man. And that's the thing, Chop, man. Like we've seen with Tua, like we've seen with a number of guys over the years. Now, most recently, Tua has kind of been the face of this type of problem or issue, or you know what I mean, whatever the case, whatever we want to call it. But players are always going to push the play. You know what I mean? And because without hearing any conversation, me and Chop, man, all of us, we know damn well Big Josh is like, nah, I'm good, I'm straight. You know what I mean? So he's fighting to go back on the field. And then honestly, that's the thing about concussions as well, is like, depending on, like, you can clear up. You know what I'm saying? It's not something we can see. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go down with a knee, don't matter how tough you think you are, you tell somebody like, nah, I'm good, man, take 2 steps this way. Nah, your shit'll fall off. You can't hide that. You know what I mean? But with the head injury stuff, that's the thing about it that's so scary, is like, you can hide it a little bit. You know what I mean? You really can. And it's those in-between ones that really get you. Like when Tua goes down and starts throwing up gang signs in his sleep, you can't hide that. But those style of concussions, and I'm gonna call it a concussion. I don't think it's been called or ruled or deemed a concussion. But for the sake of our conversation we have it now, let's call it a concussion. Those style of concussions that we just saw with Josh Allen, those are the ones, bro. Those are the ones that you can cover up. Those ones that, you know what I mean, you can play off. Those ones you can snap out of for a little bit. Like, those are the ones that really accumulate and add up, man. Those are the ones right there, just like he said, man. And sometimes, to Chop's point, you gotta make the decision to put the player's health first. You know what I mean? And so, but and another thing as well, like, and here's the thing about it as well, Chop, because we got to remember, they've got the supposed non-biased neurological person that makes the final call now. So it's really not even on the coach to even like make that decision. So like, if the third party non-biased neurological expert says, hey, coach, he's good to play, and then the player's like, you see what he just said, hey, coach, I'm good to play. I mean, at that point, it's like, well, shit, what y'all want me to do? You know what I mean? I coach football. The brain dude tells me he can play. The player, shit, he tells me he can play. We in this game. They lose by 3. You know what I mean? Like, and so it's a tricky spot for the coaches as well, honestly. It really is, man. And so it's a tough spot. But it's a tough spot for sure. Rennie said number 22 with that 99-yard touchdown. Who you talking about, Rennie? Which game you talking about? Hold on, what game? Who you talking about? Is this the Buffalo Houston game? Rennie, you gotta let me know what game you talking about. I don't know if I missed your comment when I was talking about that game, and maybe I went past it. My bad. But yeah, but Chop, I'm with you though, man. I'm with you, man. At a certain point, at a certain point, especially with everything we're seeing in real time that's going on with Tua, like, man, hey, you would think, man, that we got to make better. We got to make better decisions for sure. Oh, Derrick Henry. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I got you, Rennie. Well, no, he did. Well, he had a 50-yard run Sunday against the he had a 50-yard run against the Bengals. The week before that, he went I think it was 89 yards. He went 89 yards against who they just played last week. Was that the Saints? I know he went like 85 or so against the Cowboys. Then I think he went like 75 against the Saints. I want to say 75 or 80 against the Saints, and then he broke a 50 against the Bengals for sure. But yeah, Derrick Henry doing his thing, leading the league in rushing per usual. It feels like, but right behind him is Jordan Mason, man, the undrafted third-year running back from the Niners. He's second in the league in rushing, and the only other back that's above 500 yards right now. He's only, and this thing back, he's only 30, 40 yards behind Derrick Henry. And so, but Derrick Henry doing his thing for sure. Moving on, we got the Raiders going to Denver, and Denver gets it done. And here's the thing as well, man. Denver, well, that defense is playing very well for the most part. They're playing very well, especially these last, let's say, 3 weeks. Holding the Jets and Aaron Rodgers now to 9 points in a victory. And then in this one, Patrick Surtain playing good ball. I don't think he's playing as good a ball as some of the stories. I saw some of the stats, and I talk about this specifically from the Steelers game because of whatever. But anywho, he's playing damn good ball though. He definitely is. He got paid this offseason, well deserved. Still love to see the players get paid. Y'all know what's going on with that. But man, had 2 picks in this one. 2 touchdowns in this one, 2 interceptions in this one. Did he run one back to the? Yeah, he went to the crib maybe he didn't go to the crib on that second one. But 2 interceptions. I know he had some big ass returns, but playing damn good ball for sure. And then the Raiders, Antonio Pierce on the verge of losing that locker room, man. Antonio Pierce on the verge of losing that locker room, it feels like. They are going to bench Gardner Minshew. They're going to go with Aiden O'Connell. That's not yet. Aiden O'Connell is going to get the start next week against my Steelers. But yeah, man. Devontae Adams, we already know he's been on the trade block for the last, 2 weeks now. And you know what, man? The fact that Devontae hasn't been traded yet, the fact that the Jets are imploding in front of us, Derek Carr is injured with the Saints. He's out. He's on IR for at least the next 4 weeks. I'm not gonna lie, man. It looks like it's opening up for my Steelers to slide in there, man. Slide in there and maybe grab Devontae from the Raiders. And honestly, the timing of, because we play the Raiders next week. So if Devontae doesn't get traded this week, then bro, he fool around be a Steeler by this time next Monday, man. By this time next Wednesday, show day. By this time next Wednesday, Devontae liable to be in black and gold, man. Because you ain't going to trade him this week. We played him this week. That, that can't happen. We play his team that week. That'd be awkward. That'd be awkward for everybody involved. So it's like, all right, we'll wait a week. We can wait a week. But if Devontae don't get traded, if Devontae's not traded this week, by this time Wednesday, man, he's liable to be a Steeler, man. I'm just saying. Y'all watch out, hey, man. I'm just saying. Oh man, hold on, man. Not my terrible time in this thing as well, man. What's going on, my boy? What's going on, my boy? Texas man, he's back. It's not officially football season until Tom drop in the chat that the Texans is going to the Super Bowl. The season's here. That's all we needed. That's all we needed. It's for Tom to tell us that the Texans are going to the Super Bowl, man. It's officially football season. We in the heart of football season. And yeah, I thought he did, dog. But in my notes, I left off his touchdown, so I was like, I thought he went to the crib. But I didn't write the touchdown down. I was like, man, I thought he went to the crib. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Yeah, he did. Nah, he went to the crib, man. He did his thing. Best in the business. This year, I think he's probably playing the best 5 games to the season this year. But honestly, I don't think it's. Yeah, I mean, I would 5 games to the year. I say, yeah, he's number one right now. But honestly, like I don't necessarily think it's by like a super wide margin to this point just yet. But it's still early, and he's still a young guy anyway. You know what I mean? But like there's like what I'm trying to say is, I guess, like there's another level he can go. You know what I'm saying? Like I think, and he can get there. He's super talented. You know what I'm saying? We know his pedigree. We know all of that. And so there's still another level he can go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see, is he able to reach prime Jalen Ramsey level? You know, like that's still another level up. So I want to see him keep progressing and really turn himself into a monster like we saw Jalen Ramsey do for about, man, a good 4 years. Them last two or maybe even 3 years in Jacksonville, and then probably that first year with the Rams, that first real season of the Rams. Shit, hey boy, I want to see him get there. That's the next thing to check off his list, off his bucket list for sure. Thanks, Tom. I know someone did. Oh, I missed the comment. What did he say? Oh, he said he just got out of class, had to get the stream right. Hey, yeah, I appreciate you, my dog. Hey, man, I appreciate you, my dog. You know, ain't nothing changed. You ain't got to be all time. You just got to get here. Just like church. Hey, man, look, you ain't got to get here on time. Just get here. And we going to pass the plate around you just to the same. We going to pass the plate to you just the same, my boy. But yeah, appreciate you, dog. Keep it pushing. Arizona on the road at San Francisco. And man, pulls this one out. 24-23 in San Francisco. Kyler with a little Tyreek action. Tyler dipped on them boys for about 50 yards and threw up the peace sign from about 30 yards out. It's 3 dudes chasing him on an angle. He's going at the right sideline. Gives them Give them boy the deuces from about 35, 40 yards out. And goes to the crib. So, but no, impressive win. And these Niners, they've been bit by the injury bug this year, and it's starting to almost be a pattern. It feels like what is it? Every other year, the Niners are injured, like legitimately, for like the last 6 years, going back to Jimmy Garoppolo. You know what I mean? Like this whole entire Shanahan run, these last let's say 6 years, I think it's been right. Every other year, I think they get injured, like on schedule. Like it's crazy. It feels like every other year, it feels like they get injured, man. And so this year is that year, it feels like. And so they've definitely been pretty beat up. And honestly, they've lost. I think they're 2-3. And I think they've lost 2 they should have won. I think they definitely should have won this game. I feel like they should have won this game. And they definitely should have won that Rams game. But, shoulda, woulda. If was a fifth and all of that. I know y'all ain't got to kill me in the chat. I know what's going on. Yeah, I know what's going on. But I'm just saying. And so I'm anxious to see how what happens with them. Like they are getting healthy. Kittle's back, Debo's back. Brandon Ayuk is finally, he's finally giving them he's finally giving them. Why can't I talk? Brandon Ayuk is finally giving the Niners their $30 million worth. Boom. There it is. All right. He goes 8 for $150 in this game. So we've been waiting on him to show up. We already talked. We've beat that horse to death, man. We know what's going on with him in the offseason and trying to get his money, getting the 30 M's or whatever. And then it took him about 5 weeks to show up, but he's here now. 8 for $150. I'm gonna say you here now. He ain't getting the paint, but 8 for $150 is still 8 for $150. So I ain't mad at you. You know what I mean? But yeah, Kittle's back. Kittle got in the paint in this one as well. 64 yards and a touchdown, right? Yep. And so, but yeah, I want to see how they look going forward. They got another game I can't wait to see this weekend against another division rival in Seattle. So see what they do with that. But I want to see if the Niners are going to bounce back, man, or if is this has that hill been crested? You know what I mean? Like they already get to the peak and now they're just coming back down. Like, is that what we're seeing? Like, are we seeing them start to come down? Like, did they miss their shot? They missed that window and now it's going down. C-Mac out, ain't no telling when he's gonna be back, if or when. You know what I mean? And so want to see what happens there. Then let me see. No, quiet day from Marvin Harrison. James Conner, was just solid, but didn't do anything special. We'll keep it pushing. Oh, hold on. I see a comment. Yeah, they did. Like I said, I mean, it's another game, and honestly, I feel like they probably should have won. Another game they probably should have won. In both those games, yeah, the Cardinals and the Rams game, those are divisional games as well. So those double hurt. You know what I mean? And so we'll see how they bounce back, if or when they bounce back, and how they recover for sure. Green Bay goes on the road to Los Angeles. They get that dub 24-19. Jordan Love in his second game back from injury, a lot cleaner this go around. Threw 3 interceptions in that first game back, and probably could have threw another one in that game. 3 of them hit the stat sheet. He may have got off with another 1 or 2 in that game. It could have been truly and utterly disastrous, but quiets down a little bit. 220 yards in this game, 2 touchdowns, only 1 interception by comparison. And so, but the star of that game for Green Bay, man, Tucker Kraft, 4 for 88, 2 touchdowns, man, running angry. Josh Jacobs, serviceable, 73 yards and a touchdown in this one. And then Xavier McKinney. This has probably been one of the more underrated signings of the offseason. So Green Bay signed Xavier McKinney from the Giants defense. Got drafted out of Alabama. Had been with the Giants for this last 4 or 5 years. I can't remember if they picked up his 5th-year option and he just played it out or not. But let's say 4 years. Leaves this offseason and signs with the Packers. Has another interception in this game, and that makes 5 interceptions in 5 games. So he just got traded. His first 5 games with the Packers, he's had an interception in every game. And so talk about announcing yourself with authority, talking about making yourself at home, all of that. So he's playing damn good ball. Definitely want to shout him out. So shout out to Xavier McKinney. And then on the other side, man, it's just, man, Sean McVay and Matt Stafford trying to do a lot with a little. Everybody on that or all the studs or the key pieces on that offense are hurt, or at least in the receiving room for sure. Kyron Williams still over there doing his thing. He goes for 100 yards, gets a touchdown. So you still got that going. Kobe Turner finally makes a return, man. He had 2 sacks in this game. He had 10 sacks last year as a rookie playing next to Aaron Donald. I don't know if he'd had a sack all year. So I feel like, I don't know if he said maybe 1 to this point of the season. I don't even think so. But he had 2 sacks in this game. So maybe he's going to turn it up or turn it back on, kind of like we saw as far as his sack production was last year when he got to play next to Aaron Donald. But we'll see. Moving on, the Giants on the road in Seattle and get this dub. And this was a crazy game, man. They win this one 29-20. So this game starts. Hold on, I think I had to write it down. This game starts with a 100-yard fumble return touchdown by the Seahawks. That was their first touchdown, was on defense. I think they get like a goal line-esque fumble, and Rashawn Jenkins picks it up and runs it all the way back for a touchdown. That's how the game starts. And then talk about getting your get back. Talk about that get back being a Emma effort. Y'all know what they say. The Giants win this game on a blocked field goal that gets picked up in return for a touchdown. So the Seahawks are driving. It's 23-20 late in the 4th quarter. The Seahawks are attempting a field goal that was going to tie the game up. Assuming they make the field goal at the crib, let's assume they make it. It wasn't like a super long or super difficult distance. So let's assume that this was going to be the field goal to tie the game at 23 all. And then maybe we go to overtime or whatever the case. That field goal gets blocked, and the Giants pick it up and return that one all the way to the crib as well. Toward the tail end of the 4th quarter, and win this game 29-20. So you go from on the verge of maybe going to overtime to a blocked field goal in a dagger touchdown loss at the crib to the Giants. The Giants who were without Malik Neighbors as well. You know what I mean? And so, tough, hard-fought win for the Giants. Star of this game for sure, Dexter Lawrence, man. The big man in the middle of that Giants defense had 3 sacks in this game. And here's the thing, too. He's got 6 sacks on the season. He's second in the league in sacks to Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden Hutchinson got 6.5 sacks. He's leading the league right now. Now, he had 5 of them sacks in one game against Baker Mayfield when they played the Buccaneers, or 4.5 technically. They had 4.5 of those sacks against the Buccaneers in one game. Dexter Lawrence got 6 sacks. Well, he just had 3, but he's got 3 more sacks across 4 other games. So I'm gonna call that even production. I'm gonna call it consistent production. That's what I'm gonna call it. So yeah, he's having a year. And last year he was arguably an All-Pro. I think on my All-Pro list, he was in that mixer in that conversation for sure. I can't remember if I ended up going with him. Between him, Chris Jones, Quentin Williams, those 3 guys, he's definitely in that All-Pro caliber style of player. And so he had 4.5 sacks last year. He's already got 6 now, five games into the year. So he's having a fantastic year, off to a fantastic start to his year as far as the sack production goes. And no, I don't want to talk about nobody else in that game. Oh, here it is. Okay, yeah, Sunday night. Like I said, now I got to rehash it. Me and my dog D-Dot, man, we already talked about that Steelers business. You know what I mean? But I'll talk about it a little bit for y'all, just a little bit. Dallas goes to Pittsburgh on Sunday night. The game was delayed by like an hour and a half. They had a crazy thunderstorm going on in Pittsburgh. Game gets started late, wet and rainy conditions. And Dallas gets it done, man, 20-17. They get it done. It was an ugly day at the office for Dak, but the thing about it is, man, when it's time to win, go win the game. And you know what, Isaiah, y'all think you'd have missed 2? You'd have been gone for like 2 weeks, Isaiah. Because this again, I hate to always have to pick on you, but this again is one of the things that I've always said to you about your boy Justin Herbert, dog. Like, man, hey, everything you did before winning time is cool. But what do you do when it's time to win the game? This is where some guys show up, some guys don't. And I'm not going to sit here and preach to you that Dak is always the guy that always shows up, though. But shit, he did in this one. He had 3 turnovers in this game. He had 2 interceptions, one of them terrible. Dak is paid too much money. He's too experienced. Year 8. He's a proven savvy veteran. There's no reason at all he throws that goal line interception the way he did. So that's just on Dak. And then now he threw a deep ball interception deep down the middle of the field. Joey Porter gets it. You know what I mean? Like, you're taking a shot. I don't hate it. You're taking a shot, especially in a close game where, you know what I mean? Like, really shot plays were the story of that game for Dallas. You know what I mean? So, but so he throws another interception in that way to Joey Porter. Also gets a sack fumble at the hands of TJ Watt. Just one of many. TJ Watt became the second fastest player to ever cross the 100 sack total, second only to Reggie White. Faster than his brother JJ. And y'all know how I feel about JJ. So it goes without saying. Y'all know how I feel. Y'all know how I'm rocking with JJ, man. JJ's Rushmore. As far as edge DNs go, JJ's Rushmore, man. I don't care what y'all say. You can argue with your mama, man. If we talking all-time edge rushers, man, give me Reggie White, LT, Deacon Jones, and yeah, JJ, man. I prefer JJ to Bruce Smith, personally. That's just me personally. I know Bruce Smith got 90 more sacks. He does. But I don't know, man. I ain't get to watch Bruce Smith the same way I watched JJ. The run JJ had, come on, man. The run that JJ had, that prime JJ Houston run, them 4 years, whatever that was, nothing like it, man. I've said before, Aaron Donald was greater longer, for sure. Aaron Donald was great for a decade. I'm never going to take that away from him. But it didn't feel the same as that JJ run. Them 4 years in Houston for JJ, bruh, those felt different. Those felt different, man. I'm just saying. Those felt different, dog. But no, TJ Got to the 100-sack mark faster than that. Second only to Reggie White, man. TJ had a second half in this game and forced a fumble. But, it is what it is, man. Rainey trying to get blocked. You see this? You see this, ain't Rain? This is the type of behavior that have your calls going to voicemail when you call your nephew. All right? You keep on. My dog Chad said they say that boy threw an interception in 2 different days. Hell yeah, bro. The game started so late. The game didn't start till the game started like it was almost 9:00 Central. So like, yeah, like he threw 1 interception and they was on the East Coast time in Pittsburgh. So hell yeah, bro. He threw 1 pick at like 11:30 East Coast time. He threw another pick at like 12:02 after midnight. So that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. My dog Chop said TJ on his way to being on that list. Man, I don't know, man. That's a tough list to crack, Chop. JJ got 3 DPOYs, man. JJ got 3 Defensive Player of the Years in a 4-year stretch, dog. That's damn dominant, man. Matter of fact, who won the other Defensive Player of that year? JJ got hurt for one, because that's the thing too with JJ, man. He just couldn't stay healthy, dog. But I'm pretty sure, didn't he win 3 Defensive Player of the Years in them 4 years? 3 and 4 years, or was it 3 and 5? Because yeah, he kept getting injured too. But man, see, TJ short 1, dog. There's an argument that he could have 1, 2 more, but he's short 1. Between that 1 year that AD got 1, and that year that Stephon Gilmore got 1. Between those 2 years, bro, TJ needs one of them. I'm not gonna lie to you. But man, it's I don't know, man. JJ got 3 and 4 years, dog. That's the Patriots Super Bowl run. Remember the Patriots won like 3 and 4 years? Didn't Kobe and Shaq win 3 and 4 years? Like that's a dynasty. You ain't 3 and 4 years is a real deal dynasty, man. You know what I mean? JJ had 3 and 4 years, I think it was, man. And bro, JJ had like 6 receiving touchdowns 1 year. JJ should have been a league MVP. Now, Aaron Rodgers won the MVP that year. You got to give it to a quarterback. We know what the award has become for sure. And Aaron Rodgers' numbers was just stupid, dog. He threw like 35 touchdowns to like 5 interceptions. Or maybe it was 40 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Or 40 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. Something crazy. I mean, just something dumb. You know what I mean? So like, and you know, he's the quarterback, so you feel he's more valuable. His position is already more valuable. I dig it. But dog, JJ Watt had like 22 sacks. He had like 30 batted passes. What's the record on batted passes in the season? Because JJ had like 30 batted passes 1 year, it felt like. And he had 6 receiving touchdowns. Like, man, that's not. And the Texans went to the playoffs that year. We forget. The Texans wasn't too far past the Browns and the Lions back then. JJ got them boys to the playoffs with 22 sacks, 6 touchdowns on offense, and 30 batted passes, dog, or something crazy. He should have been league MVP. In my mind, I had JJ as the MVP of the league that year, dog. He'd just been the second defensive player. No, the third. There's only been 2 defensive player of the year, or defensive players that have been MVP, at least in modern football. And I'm just spitballing now. Y'all got to forgive me. A dude with the Vikings. He was a D-lineman with the Vikings. I can't think of his name right now. A D-lineman with the Vikings from the Purple People Eaters. He was the league MVP in like 1972, something like that. And then LT, Lawrence Taylor, was MVP of the year. He was MVP of the entire league. I think it was like his second year in the league, I want to say. Something like that. But JJ could have been MVP that year, dog. He should have been the third defender to be MVP. Tom said, I'm tripping. What I'm tripping about? What I'm tripping about? Man, I'm trying to big up JJ and you say I'm tripping. What you mean? JJ's on my Rushmore, dog. What else can I say, man? Tom say I'm tripping. JJ's on my Rushmore. What more do you want from me? What more do you want, dog? Come on, man. Oh, no, see, he said we were conference champs. Not that year. Hell no, not that year. Not the year I'm talking about where he should have been MVP. Y'all wasn't conference champs that year. Y'all lost to the Bengals in the playoffs that year. If I'm remembering off the top of my head, I want to say y'all lost. Was it the Bengals? Man, now I'm gonna have to look it up, man. See what you did, Tom? Now I'm gonna have to look it up. Cause I thought that was the year. I thought y'all only went like 9-7. And I thought that was y'all first playoff appearance in like, I mean, y'all only been around since like 96 or something like that anyway. But I thought that was y'all first playoff appearance in like several years. And it was definitely on the shoulders of JJ, bruh. Yeah, y'all was AFC South champs that year at 9-8 because the AFC South was trash. And it was the Bengals. I mean, I'm about to say, bro, man, come on, man. Who y'all know is gonna pull that out? Who y'all know is gonna pull that out your ass like that live on TV on YouTube, man? Y'all stop playing with me. Yeah, y'all won the AFC. That's how y'all won the AFC South. But the AFC South was trash. Like, I think y'all won the AFC South at like 9-8 or 9-7 back then. We only had 16 games. Like 9-7, if I remember right. Nobody else from the AFC South went to the playoffs. I'll tell you that. But yeah, man, JJ should have been MVP that year, dog. No, it wasn't 02. It ain't that long. JJ ain't that old, bro. JJ ain't that old. Unless you mean 2012. Maybe you mean 2012. No, it wasn't 2012 because I was in Texas. Or maybe I thought I was in Texas. I don't know. But it wasn't 2002, though. Compared to the Browns. Well, okay, well, no, not as bad. Well, there's not many that's as bad as the Browns. But if we was listing like pre-JJ, if we was listing, y'all was like a perennially not great organization. Let's say that. I'm not trying to bag on y'all. I was trying to big y'all up. Don't get caught up in the weeds, man. Don't get caught up in the weeds. Don't get caught up in a weed. Oh, 02 is when y'all became a team. Okay, I got you. Okay, yeah. I was about to say, I was trying to remember when it was, because I was trying to remember, honestly, when David Carr got drafted. And I could remember how long ago it was that David Carr drafted, but like 02. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. The Texans have two of my all-time favorite players, dog. I love me some Andre Johnson. I love me some Chopper, tell y'all that. I love me some Andre Johnson. And then JJ. Those are two of my all-time faves, man. They play for the Texans. For sure. So yeah, man. I'm locked in, dog. Where were we at, man? Monday night, New Orleans at Kansas City. Kansas City gets this dub 26-13. What the numbers look like? Patty goes for 330, no touchdowns, does throw an interception. He threw an interception in this one. Now, this one was a tip pass on the goal line. You know what I mean? So, sometimes things happen. But the guy who picked it off, Kalen Saunders, the defensive lineman for the Saints, he was a Chief. He got drafted by the Chiefs. He was a small school guy. I'm trying to remember where he got drafted out of. But I want to say it was the middle rounds. Like somewhere around 3, 4. I don't even think it was 5. Maybe around 3, 4. Kalen Saunders. Anywho, he gets the interception to D lineman. Now, this guy made his name. I remember the year, and why I can even remember kind of where he got drafted in my mind a little bit, because I remember he was like a 320-pound dude doing backflips. Like, he was like at the combine or in his workouts, he went viral for doing like a running round-offs and backflips and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, crazy athletic dude to be like 6'2", 310, 315, you know what I mean? And it ain't built like Aaron Donald. It's built like Warren Sapp. You know what I mean? And so, hey, right on time, man. Look, Dre, right on time. 5-0. Hey, Dre, you know the only thing better than 4-0 is 5-0. Hey, y'all got it, big dog. And y'all got it, man. Y'all got it. But no, Patty throws the tip pass, gets intercepted by the D lineman. And honestly, bro, hey, he has some little wheels on him now. He scooted for about 30, 40 yards, man. I want to say it's about 35, 30, 35-ish. I don't know if it was quite 40. But he had a little wiggle now. Did y'all see? I think it was one of the DBs, one of the corners, I think it was number 24. Is that Paulson Adebo? I don't know. Number 24 tried to give him the ball. Like, hey, man, let me get it, bro. I'll run it back. He was like, nigga, hey, you better get your own, bro. Hey, hell no. Get out the way, man. Go block somebody. And, hey, he scooted, boy. Got about 30, man, about 30, 35 yards. So, yeah, shout out to you. But Kansas City, for the most part, just in full control of this game. The Saints defense really played probably their worst game of the year, I would think. And it just completely couldn't do anything at all with Andy in that game plan. Shout out to Kareem Hunt. The return of Kareem Hunt, you'd have thought it was 2016 the way Kareem Hunt looked. 27 carries, 100 yards. Did he get in the paint? And a touchdown. Boy, that sound like 2016. That sound like 2016 when I tell you Kareem Hunt had 27 carries for 100 yards and a touchdown for the Chiefs. You know what I mean? So, shout out to him. Look, Juju Smith-Schuster, 7 for $130. So, yeah, man, talk about a throwback game. Travis Kelce had 70 yards in this game as well. Xavier Worthy, the rookie from Texas, he had a touchdown in this one, just like a little 3-yard touchdown. But it's worth mentioning because did y'all see his mama? Did y'all see Xavier Worthy's mama? Boy, she like Jody mama from Baby Boy, man. Hey, just saying. I feel bad for him. I know somebody in the locker room gonna try to take him down, boy. Y'all remember when if LeBron's mama not safe, then Xavier Worthy, boy, you ain't got a chance. If LeBron James' mama wasn't safe in the Cavs locker room, then Xavier Worthy, you ain't got a chance, my boy. Man, you ain't got a chance. Rainey said, "What happened to Rice?" So Rice got hurt. He I think it's an ACL. So there was and it was the game before last. So not this week's game, but last week's game. Patrick Mahomes threw an interception, and then during the return, Patrick Mahomes and Rashee Rice were chasing down the defender, and Patrick Mahomes either tackled the guy or tried to tackle the guy, or maybe Rashee Rice was tackling the guy. But anyway, Patrick Mahomes went into his knee. I think Patrick Mahomes is trying to help with the tackle and hit his knee wrong, and I think he tore his ACL. I believe it may not have been his ACL, but it's going to require like season-ending surgery, though. Yeah. Hey, hey, man. But did you see it, though? That's what I'm saying. Did you see it? Xavier Worthy mama my age, bro. Xavier Worthy mama my age. We probably graduated the same year. And shot, dog. LeBron mama wasn't safe. In Cleveland. LeBron 6'8", 260. And he's a guy. Boy, Xavier Worthy is 160 pounds with a backpack full of weights on. Man, ain't nobody, man, look. Chris Jones ain't worried about dealing with Xavier Worthy, but hey, she ain't safe, bro. She can't, man, look, I'm telling you, she can't come to the locker room. Hell no. Hell no, you can't meet no players. No. Wait in the car. Hell no. If LeBron James' mama ain't safe, bro. If LeBron mama ain't safe, Xavier Worthy mama ain't got a chance, man. Not in the football locker room. Hell no. Moving on, man. Let's get to this Thursday night football preview. So, San Francisco tomorrow night goes to Seattle, divisional matchup. And honestly, both of these teams are coming off losses. And so, Seattle loses a heartbreaker, or I don't know what to call it, but they lose a embarrassing one. No, not embarrassing. I mean, they lose a tough out game or whatever the case to the Giants under untraditional circumstances. That's what I'll say. And then San Francisco just dropped the ball, man. They last two losses to the Cardinals and to the Rams. And so both these teams need to stop the slide, because Seattle before this game also lost to the Lions on the road. And so they need to stop the slide. It's a short week. Both these teams are definitely motivated. Divisional win. Both these teams, I think, need this win to kind of stay relevant in the thick of it as far as just the outlook on this season, man. So I think it's an important game for both of them. This is a gut check game for both of them. That's the way I should put it. It's a gut check game for both of these teams. Both of them have lost 2 in a row. Both of them, like I said, man, kind of at the point of like, okay, what are we going to do here? And so I'm taking San Francisco. Y'all know how I feel about Big Gino, man. You know how I feel about Big Gino. You know what's going on. But it's just hard to bet against that machine that is the Niners, man. Even with the kind of less than stellar play. You know what I mean? Like, it's just still hard to go against that machine. Because when I go over all the names, it's just too many names. And I be trying to tell myself, man, you can't get caught up in that, man. Don't look at the name, look at the game. That's what I be telling myself all the time. Don't look at the name, look at the game. I be trying to tell y'all that too, man. Don't get caught up in the back of the jersey, man. Don't get caught up in the stat sheet at the end of the game either, man. What do your eyes tell you? So my eyes tell me that this is more of an even game than probably it should be. But, man, when you hear all the names, man, Ayuk, Debo, Kittle, Purdy, Jordan Mason is the second leading rusher in the league. You know what I mean? The defense still has Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa had an interception in that game against the Cardinals. I ain't even talk about it. You know what I mean? Fred Warner playing fantastic football. You know what I mean? Playing terrific football. So, man, you say all those names, and it's like, man, it's hard to go against that, man. So I'm going San Francisco on a short week, 27-23. It is on the road. Oh, man, I don't know, dog. I'm about to talk myself out of it. It's already a short week. These Thursday games are funny. Divisional matchup, rivalry game, on the road, and on the road, short week in Seattle. That's a tall order, man. That's a tall order. I tell y'all what. Live action. Y'all gonna witness it yourselves, man. Spin that one around, man. Spin that one around. I'm going Seattle. See, playing in Seattle already, it's already tough. We know what the 12th man's about. Arguably the loudest stadium in the league, or one of the top 3, them, the Chiefs, and I can't think of the other one that be in the running, but them and the Chiefs for sure, definitely considered the 2 loudest stadiums in the league. And now you've got to go there on a short week. On a short week is key. Because these Thursday games, you can already throw them out the window. We know how the Thursday night football tends to go. And now San Francisco on a short week, going to Seattle. I'm gonna take the hometown. I'm gonna take the hometown dogs. Because I think Vegas has the Niners as the favorite. So I'm gonna take the hometown dogs. It's not often that you get that the hometown's an underdog. So when you can bet on the hometown as the underdog, man, that's generally a good bet or a decent bet to make. So if I was a betting man, I'd throw a little $20 on Seattle. They getting points at the crib. When you're getting points at the crib, man, hometown dog, I take Seattle. I'm just gonna spin the score right around 27-23. But I'm going Seattle. I talked myself into it. I was talking to y'all. I talked myself into it. So, yeah, I'm going to take Seattle. Hold on, what my dog say? Hey, man, come on. Don't do him like that, man. Hey, Devontae was going through things, man. Devontae, I can't even think of his last name. Dang. What's Devontae's name, man? I can't remember Devontae's name. But, hey, man, it happens, dog. My dog Chop said if Byron Murphy's still out, I'm going Niners. Man, yeah. Oh, damn. See, why you say that now, Chop? I just changed my pick. I just changed. You should have reminded me about Byron Murphy. Here's what I'm thinking, though, Chop. Tariq Woolen and Devon Witherspoon, they still playing. Well, obviously, was Spoon beat up? No, as far as I know, they're in. So I'm trying to look at matchups. Ayuk has been Ayuk might be trying to, maybe he's gonna find his group. Delonte, I said Devontae. There you go, Delonte West. Yeah, Delonte West. There we go. But now, if Tyreek Woolen is assuming the secondary is gonna be there, Jauan Jennings, you know what I'm saying? He had like those 2 or 3 explosive splash weeks, but it looks like maybe he's, returning. Everybody's kind of balancing back out. He was a little high. Brandon Ayuk was playing a little low, and now things are kind of balancing back out, let's say. And then Debo, Debo's always going to be a wild card, but if Devon Witherspoon's playing, man, he's just the style of player he is. Like, he's the defensive wild card. Like, I like the young fella's chances. I like the young fellas. You know what I mean? I like how I like how that matches up. And it's in Seattle on a short week, man. I feel like if this was Sunday, I feel better about my original Niners pick, but short week, pretty good rivalry, and just the Seattle's just a tough place to play anyway. That's a lot to ask, man. Taking a tough loss on the back of a tough loss you just took to the Cardinals on the road as well. So they already traveled last week. That Arizona game, that loss to Arizona was in Arizona, I believe. So they traveled there, and now you lose a day. It's a short week. You on the road again, a divisional rival, heated rivalry, and in Seattle, man, it's a tough place. It's still a tough place to play, man. It's still a tough place to play. But now you make a good point. You make a good point. Damn, now I'm still thinking about it. You make a good point. But yeah. Matter of fact, man, before I let y'all get out of here, what is it? 8:40? We gonna wind on down. But Chop, man, I want to know what you think about this Robert Saleh firing, and anybody else that's in here now as well, of course. But I'm not gonna lie, man, I don't like it. I don't like the firing. And the reasoning or rationale I had when I first started the show was when a coach has a specialty, the first thing I want to see is, well, how successful or how productive is your specialty, is your side of the ball? How are they performing? Robert Saleh is a defensive coach. We know that from his time in San Francisco. The defense ain't been the problem since he's been there. The defense been top 5, 6, 7 the whole time he's been there. Even right now, that defense playing ball. Still. They balling. They still playing good ball defensively. That's not the problem. You know what I mean? Like, ownership and the GM, he's needed a quarterback this whole time. So you go get Aaron Rodgers. Now, I'm not mad about them going to get Aaron Rodgers. I love the move when he went. I'm like, oh, shit, that's a defense. That's a championship defense. All last year, we all wanted to say, man, the Jets got a championship defense. They just got the worst quarterback situation you've ever seen since Deshaun Watson and the Browns this year. The worst quarterback season, like, man, they just can't get it right. Aaron Rodgers goes there. We've been putting him in the Super Bowl ever since, right? Aaron Rodgers plays 4 plays, dog. So they lose last year. Like, I don't want to put that on Robert Saleh. Like, you the head coach. At the end of the day, everything is going to fall on you. But, dog, what you want him to do? With Zach Wilson, Mike White, whatever the other bum-ass QBs he's been stuck with these last, 4 seasons? What was he supposed to do? And now, we got Aaron Rodgers healthy. Aaron Rodgers is shoving him on the sideline, talking, you know what I'm saying, chirping at him in the press, throwing them subliminals that Aaron Rodgers is known for. Some of them weren't even subliminals. Some of them got direct. You know what I mean? So Aaron Rodgers is doing Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers brings in his own offensive coordinator and Nathaniel Hackett. Trash. Forces the team to sign Randall Cobb last year and Allen Lazard, overinflated contract. Randall Cobb's now gone. Allen Lazard was horrible last year. Now this year, Allen Lazard, he's scoring touchdowns. So at least now maybe he's spending a little bit of money. But what I'm saying is that's Aaron Rodgers' offense. Robert Saleh's the head coach, but there's no question about it. That's Aaron Rodgers' offense. Aaron Rodgers is pulling his own strings. So the way that team is set up, I'm not going to blame the offense on Robert Saleh, bro. Aaron ain't doing his job. Aaron, I held the Broncos to 10 points, Aaron. You can't get me 1 touchdown? You threw 3 interceptions, dog. One of them in the red zone. It was supposed to be a back shoulder to Mike Williams. You thought you leave the ball way inside, and Stephon Gilmore picks it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? Or well, I was talking about the Broncos, the last whatever. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, what are you doing, man? So I'm not gonna put that on Robert Saleh, man. I gave you a top 5 defense. You went and got Aaron Rodgers. You made him more powerful than me in my building. You gave him all the offensive control he wanted, and he ain't doing his part of the deal. I did my part. I don't like it, man. And here's the thing about it. Since the Bills have lost the last 2 games, and the Jets play the Bills on Sunday, if the Jets find a way to beat the Bills, they number 1 in the division. So there's a coach who's a defensive head coach. His defense has been stellar for 4 years now. And they're in contention to be number 1 in the division. I don't think it wasn't time to fire him, man. Hell no. Not right now. They need to fire Nathaniel Hackett. But not a good move. Salah was not the best coach, but terrible timing to do. Exactly. They in contention to lead the division. If they beat the Bills, they number 1 in the division next week. Like, come on, man. Yeah, I ain't like it, man. I ain't like the move. Hold on, my bad. I missed this comment from my dog Keandre. Man, he said, speaking of Debo, let's talk about the other Debo. James Harrison fighting Ocho. Man, I seen that, man. I still don't know how real that is, dog. I still don't know how real that is. I ain't gonna lie. I hope it don't happen. I don't want to see Ocho get folded up like that, man. I don't want to see Ocho get folded up on TV. James Harrison gonna fold that man up like a pretzel, dog. James Harrison gonna fold that man up like a pretzel on national TV. Ocho got kids and a wife, man. I don't want his family to see him like that, man. I don't want to see. I hope it don't happen. I hope it was a joke. Said the same stuff that Aaron did in Green Bay when everybody was complaining about him not having weapons and drafting Love. Meanwhile, the Packers and Love are doing. Hey, there you go. There you go. For all the talent that, and this has always been the dynamic with Aaron Rodgers. For all the talent that he's always had, it's been limited. It's been limited overall success. 1 Super Bowl, and not just 1 Super Bowl win, 1 Super Bowl appearance. They ain't even made it back. And he's had some, I don't want to say bad playoff losses, but just he came up short. Especially that last playoff loss in Green Bay, the one against was that against the Lions? Where he's on the 5-yard line, could have ran it in for a touchdown and doesn't, and instead I think tries to throw a tough pass, whatever, man, but it hasn't been as successful. And then we see like how the falling out with him and Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy gets the axe. They bring in LaFleur. Him and LaFleur kind of butt heads, but they find a way to coexist. He still wins 12 games a year. Healthy Aaron Rodgers is almost guaranteed to give you 12 games a year. 12 dubs. 12 dubs, 30 touchdowns, less than 7 interceptions. You know what I mean? It was like clockwork. But yeah, I don't know, man. So yeah, you ain't lying, man. Can't I just say this guy Ocho getting dry clean? Man, you hear me? Man, he gonna touch every wall in that ring, bro. He gonna touch every wall in the octagon. James Harrison gonna mop the floor with Ocho. Literally. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. Bad news bears, man. That's why I'm saying I hope it's a joke, man. I don't want to see Ocho like that, man. I hope it's a joke. Please be a joke. But no, man, other than that, I think that's it. That's all, y'all. I think that's it. That's all. Unless somebody got something they want to talk about real quick, you better hit the chat right now and get them while they going. Because other than that, man, we're going to go ahead and call it. But yeah, no, while we do that, man, definitely appreciate everybody came through and hollered at your dog. You know I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? You know I appreciate you. Whoa! Chop said he's calling the upset. Waste don't mean he can box. No, it's not a boxing match though. It's an MMA ring. It's an MMA match. So no, that size and that strength definitely come into play in this MMA match. Especially like with neither of these guys having any type of MMA training, realistically. If James Harrison gets his hands on Ocho, you can cancel Christmas. I hope he don't hurt him. And you know James Harrison got that mean streak. James Harrison will try to just see, like, man, if I twist Ocho's head, will it come off his shoulders? That's the type of stuff that goes through James Harrison's mind, man. Like, that ain't the dude to be. You know, man, he ain't the right one for this type of ordeal. Karen said Cowboys. See, you might have missed it, dog. I talked about the Cowboys in the Steelers game. Or you got something specific you want to talk about them? Let me know now. I was finna close up shop. You better let me know. We could beat the Cowboys. I mean, come on, dog. You gotta rub it in. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's ugly, man. It's ugly. And this is the thing, and I was talking about it a little bit earlier. I probably talked about it before you got in here, bro. But yeah, man, we're not getting any type of like offensive cohesion, dog. You know what I mean? And Justin Fields I think he's in his head about turning the ball over. So he's not turning the ball over, but he's not taking there's plays that are there there's throws he's turning down. But then what's crazy is he's still flashing like tremendous individual plays, but on the whole, he's not getting it done, dog. Now he's not getting a lot of help. Offensive line is crazy injury. We got 3 rookies that started on the offensive line in that Cowboys game. You know what I mean? So the offensive line's beat up. The receiver room is terrible outside of George Pickens, but now he's pouting because we can't give him the ball. We can't run the ball. I mean, it's rough going, dog. It's rough going. But it's still early, dog. Come on, man. We 3-2. We 3-2. You know what I'm saying? We're going to put some pause on the Raiders this weekend. We'll be 4-2. Right back in the mix. Just want to rub some salt. Just want to rub some salt in the wound real quick. Just ruin the rest of your night. Like, man, I ain't really want nothing. Just to ruin your sleep for the night, make you think about that ass. Just make you think about that L when you go to sleep tonight. I see what you're doing. It's all good. It's all good. I'm going to take mine right on the chin, man. We ain't get it done, dog. And as bad as we played that game, the Cowboys played worse than us with all them turnovers. And so Cowboys earned it, man. Cowboys deserved it. They went out there and made plays, man. It's 4th down, 4th and 3 on the goal line, 1-on-1, man-on-man. And hey, man, they got it done, man. They got it done. They had to. I mean, we were just manned up across the line. They slid the line to TJ. Our other outside linebacker, who was the 3rd string guy, he got hurt in that game. So now we got the practice squad guy. He's on the ground. Dak takes his time, dovetails, you know what I'm saying, settles towards the left. They were sliding to TJ, so there's no pressure. And then you got Jalen Tolbert running from the right pylon. Jalen Tolbert lined up out wide on the far right, and he ran a shallow drag all the way across the full length of the end zone. He catches that touchdown at the left pylon. They run some style of mesh. And so, you know, we try to change it off. Guys get picked off in the mesh. And, you know, tried to Deshaun Elliott, the safety who tried to get over there to him. He's a split second too late, man. It was a perfect pass by Dak. Put him let him right out front without taking him out of bounds. And then also great catch by Jalen Tolbert as well. He had just left the game for a play with an injury and then came right back in and then made that game winning catch. So, I mean, the Cowboys earned it, man. As ugly as that game was, they got it done. He said, lastly, is Isaiah likely the best New Jack? No. If you're talking about just as far as tight ends, no. Because, well, this year, he got in the paint. He had 2 touchdowns this last game. He had 3 catches. He only had 3 catches for 13 yards, but 2 of them was touchdowns. But Brock Bowers is looking as advertised. Brock Bowers, I would say Brock Bowers has been the best tight end in the league this year. Just 5 games in, the rookie for the Raiders, who came from Georgia, he was the best tight end in college for the last 2 years, for sure. But no, I'm with you as far as tight ends. No, I'm gonna go Brock Bowers, the rookie tight end from Oakland or from the Raiders. Got drafted out of Georgia. I think he's been his best tight end in the game so far. Travis Kelce got old overnight. George Kittle been beat up and injured. Sam Laporta, who was the bee's knees or whatever, he was the flavor of the month last year. It's been a slow start for Sam Laporta. Mark Andrews is still trying to get back. I don't know if he's gonna get back, or the way Isaiah Likely's looking like. I don't know what the future even holds for Mark Andrews. It might be a situation where, remember when Dallas Goedert took over for Zach Ertz? It feels like that's kind of what's happening with Likely and Mark Andrews. But no, if I think Isaiah, he's been in the league a little longer, but Brock Bowers he looks great, man, right out the box. So I would say Brock Bowers is probably the best of these young guys, right? At least right now. Just right now, this season right now, I think Brock Bowers is playing the best tight end football. Playing the best as far as tight end goes in football. But Isaiah Likely, he's on the way, man. He's a specimen too. He's like I think he's like 6'5", great athlete. I'm trying to remember if he played like basketball in his background, if he's one of those guys. I think he's like 6'5", 6'6", but terrific athlete. But no, he's definitely looking like he's gonna be a player for sure. For sure. Hey, that was a good comment, dog. I appreciate you. Good comment, man. Oh yeah, now and look, we 5 minutes out, man. 5 minutes to 9, so we're gonna go ahead and call it. But before we get out of here, y'all know what's going on, man. Time for that real ball talk, real roll call, man. First off, man, shout out to my dog, man. My dog D-Dot was the first one in the building today. You know it's Big Nation business, man. Big Nation business, man. We be right back, man. We all right. We're going to handle business on Sunday, man. So we all good, man. Shout out to my dog D-Dot, man. Hey, P was in the building as well. Appreciate you as always. Appreciate you. Who was in this thing? Mondoose came through. Second week in a row, mama. That's all I'm going to tell you. Second week in a row now. Second week in a row. But it's cool. It's cool. My dog Chop came through this thing like he's supposed to. Appreciate your homeboy. Baby sister's in this thing as well. Shout out to my dog William White, man. I appreciate you. Auntie was in this thing. I appreciate you, lady. My dog Tom holding it down for those Texans. My fault, Tom. Tom, terrible Tom, holding it down for them Houston Texans. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and give you your full title. You know what I'm saying? Weezy F, baby. Don't forget the baby. That's terrible Tom holding it down for them Houston Texans. I got you, big dog. And one more time, I'm looking for you. Oh, I can't forget my dog, 5-0, Keandre K-Rock in the building. Appreciate your homeboy. And y'all know what's going on, man. I'm going to get us out of here. If I didn't say your name, say it or no. Rewind. Say it with me at home if you know what I'm about to say. If I forgot to say your name, damn, my bad. But charge it to my head. Don't charge it to my heart. You know I'm thinking about you. I appreciate all the love support as always. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know what's going on, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all was live in the chat tonight, man. You know I always appreciate all the love support as always. Tap back in with your dog, man. Y'all know what's going on, man. Sunday, fun day, morning football pregame show. Tap in with your dog Sunday at 10 o'clock and get real comfortable, man. Wake up. You know what I'm saying? Get a little sip of coffee. You know what I'm saying? Settle in. Tap in with your dog, and let's break down these week 6 games on Sunday before we all enjoy football Sunday. So Sunday, 10 o'clock, man. I will see y'all then. Until then, y'all have a warm, safe night. Hopefully, y'all get some good rest. Get up for work in the morning and tap back in with your dog on Sunday. Peace.